So in this video, we're going to talk about a really cool way to generate leads through hosted videos in HighLevel. And if you run webinars or courses, then you're going to absolutely love this one. So let's talk no further and jump right into it. All right, so I'm in my HighLevel account and this is just a funnel page. Of course, you can do this in the website builder too. The idea is to use the hosted video inside of the website or the funnel builder so we can use this feature. So I'm going to go ahead and add a headline here. So let's do one column first and then do the headline. So this is where you can have your course headline or the webinar headline. And then right below it, I'm going to add one more column, and this is where our video will go. So under the elements, we're going to search for video and then just add it right here. And now over to the right, this is the important part. This is where you have to choose the hosted video. Now, this feature will not work on any of the other ones. So just make sure that you're using the hosted video. And once you have selected that, so I'll just go ahead and upload a file here. Then you can also add a thumbnail if you want. And then if you scroll down, this is the important part. So you can see we have a few options. The first one being the autoplay. You can enable this or disable this based on your liking. I'm not going to change this for now, but if you scroll down, you will see this feature which says generate leads from video. And this is the part that I was talking about. And if I enable this, it will give me a few options. Now, the idea is to enable this feature because what we want to do is we want to collect the leads while they're watching the videos. So in most cases where you would collect the lead first and then route them to your webinar or maybe your course, this is sort of an opposite strategy to that, because with this strategy, you show the video first, maybe the first 15-20 seconds where you're trying to grab their attention. And at that point, you collect the lead in order for them to watch the video. So this is a cool strategy. It can definitely work in course sales or webinars. So it could be really helpful for you. So what we want to do is choose a timestamp at what time the form should pop up. So if a video is a minute long, you can choose 15 seconds or 20 seconds. But in order to make this more effective, the idea is to plan it at a point where you're talking about a really good takeaway and somebody would like to know more about that. So that is how it can be really effective. So for example, if that point for you is 15 seconds, and then you will select a form here. Now, of course, if you do not have a form, you can create that. So I'll go ahead and select this test one here. And it also gives an option to allow user to close the form and continue. So if you want to get the lead, like really get the lead, then you will not enable this, of course, right? So that is all we have to do, really. It's just that simple. And if I go ahead and save this right now, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to open this up. So this is one of my videos. It was set on autoplay and you can see it is already playing. And it has this lock icon. So it means that it will open that form right here and it will not let me continue with the video, which is the whole idea, right? So, okay, you can see the form popped up real nicely. Now, if I try to close this, it will still not let me watch the video. So you can see it will get stuck here. And if the user tries to click again, it will just make sure that you do have to put information to continue. So again, a really good way to grab attention first, then get the lead, and then let them watch the video. And there's going to be one more bonus on how you can leverage this even further, which I'll talk about after this. But for now, let's go ahead and enter the information. So I'll just enter some dumb information here and then click on submit. And now you will see that the video has started playing after that point. So this is working phenomenally well. Now, the next point is where we can actually leverage the percentage of video watched by the user. So for example, a user came in, they saw the first 15 seconds, then we had our lead capture come on and they filled out the information. But let's say your webinar is an hour long, you can still target or retarget those people based on how much percentage of the video they've watched. And this is possible using the Go HighLevel workflows or automations. So we'll step into that part of this video now. And for that, we're going to head over to automations and then click on create a new workflow from scratch. So let's do that. Now for this automation, the trigger we're going to select is called video tracking. So you'll search for that under events. You can find it here. And then we're going to add some filters to make sure it works properly. So the first filter is going to be the funnel where the video is added. So it's going to be this one. You can of course select multiple one of these if you want. Then for the next filter, we're going to use the video. And again, this is a multi-select option. So you can select all of these if you want. I had used this video, so I'm going to select this one here. And then the last filter is going to be the video duration. So you can actually choose between different steps. And for example, if you want to target people who watch less than or equal to 60% of your video, then you will set it up like this and then go ahead and click on Save Trigger. So what's essentially going to do is open an opportunity for us to retarget these people. For example, if they left off the video, we can retarget them. And because we already have captured the information, so we do have a reference in mind. And at this point, we can either send an email, so you can choose an email step from here, or even an SMS to follow up saying something like, hey, then their first name, and pose a question like, what did you think of my webinar? Happy to answer any questions you may have. Regards, your name here. So this is something you can do, and you can target people based on this. And then you can click on Save Action. And in a similar way, you can also send an email. So I'll click on Send Email here. Again, you can put your name here and then maybe use the location email, type in your subject, and then I'm just going to paste the same thing here. Of course, you can customize the email as per your use case. So I'll just go ahead and click on Save Action here, and then I'm going to open that page again one more time so we can actually see how this works. So the video is now playing, as you can see, and I'm going to let this run to this point so it will open up the lead capture. So let's just wait for that. The video is about 30 seconds. So I'll immediately close it after I submit my information, so it qualifies for the trigger that we just created. So I'll just go ahead and add my information here and then click on Submit, and then I'm just going to close this right away. So this should qualify for the trigger that we just created. So if I go ahead and go to execution logs for this workflow, you can see that I was in fact added to this workflow just now. And if I do this refresh, you can see that it did send me an email because I qualified for it. And you can see under the trigger that it did add us under the video tracking trigger. And then if I close this out and go to my contact right here, you can see that the email did go out, the one that we did set up in the automation. So this is how you can leverage the video tracking feature in addition to the lead capture that we put up in the middle of the video. So combining these two things, you can actually make a lot out of your webinars or courses or any other use case that you might have in HighLevel. And again, just a quick note that this only works with the hosted videos inside of HighLevel. All right, so that was all about this video. I hope you found it valuable. And again, for any questions, feel free to use the comment section below. This is Osama signing off. I'll see you in the next one.